Here's Kank. You know the Young Turks, Kank Iger? Again, I'm terrible with names. Sorry if I'm saying wrong, Kank. But here's Kank. He tweeted out, this guy's a liberal lunatic, a crazy person. He's got a bad temper like me, but unlike me, Kank thinks he's tougher than he really is. Like, having fought most of my life and, training in mixed martial arts, like, I know my limits. And one of the greatest things you can do is not pretend to be a tough guy when you're not. Real tough guys don't pretend because real tough guys have had their asses kicked many times. So they know what it's like, so they don't start fights they don't have to. But Kank isn't a real tough guy. He's a fake tough guy. He's a real screamer. He's also a little gooey around the waist. But Kank tweeted one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen on Twitter. Our whole team has been laughing about this all night. Here's Kank on Twitter. He's talking about Joe Rogan here. Some guy offered him $1,000, to like fight Joe Rogan or something. He says, deal. Easiest 1,000 I ever made. You think he's going to assault me? Talking about Rogan. He goes, sure, whatever. That's incredibly dumb, but it also wouldn't work. I'm much larger than Joe Rogan, and I fought my whole life. I'd end him. This is real. It's not a joke. But grown-ups don't do that. I'll send you the P.O. box to send the check to later. Folks, this is the most absurd, ridiculous thing. Kank, who's a big goo box, who probably has the cardio of a 90-year smoker in his last death throes, taking his last breath. Joe Rogan is a Eddie Bravo, 9th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt, also a Taekwondo black belt who has stand-up to die for, who's been training his whole life and is also a fitness nut. I mean, I don't want to engage in juvenile crap here, but I'm just telling you as a statistical fact, the chances that Goobox Kank Uger or the chances of him winning a fight against Joe Rogan, Guy, what would you gauge them at? Seriously. What would you gauge realistically, like not being what would you gauge the chances of Kank winning?
Yeah. That would be a real freak accident.
You think so? Like, here's mine. I'll give you mine. Okay, I was right. I was there too. I'm serious. I think it's about 1 in 1,000 because there's always the chance he could bite him or Joe could slip into Kank's fist and knock himself out. I agree with Guy. Jim, can you text me, producer Jim? What do you think? You think 1 in 1,000? Tell me the chances of text me, Jim, producer Jim. 1 in 1,000, I'd say, of Kank winning a fight against Joe Rogan. This guy is just a goofball. Jim says at least 1 in 1,000. Thanks, Jim.